Canada has pulled off one of the most exciting and impressive wins in the Jesse Marsch era. A 3-0 victory over Romania away from home in Bucharest, thanks to goals from Ali Ahmed, Jonathan David, and Nico Sigor. Canada capped off a very impressive performance that could have easily been 4 or 5-0. And Canada didn't just have a very good performance, this was a performance that saw every single player on the pitch play well and above expectations. This was a game where Canada didn't just have a performance, they had a result, and they had a statement win, proving they can live up to that expectation and play very good football against a side who wants to play football against Canada. And they did that. They played incredibly well through every single third of that pitch, every single statement of that lineup, whether it was the goalkeeper, the defenders, the midfielders, the attack. Every single player on this Canadian side, including players who got the opportunity off the bench, lived up to what Jesse Marsch wanted, lived up to what supporters wanted to see from this Canadian side. The pressing, the build-up, the recovery, the ability to bend but not break. Yes, Canada at times throughout that 90 minutes weren't the better team. At the start of that second half, Romania came out strong. But what was very exciting about this Canadian side was the midfield was able to control themselves, the back line was able to soak up pressure, and they rode over that wave of Romanian pressure. And then they took it and built up their own pressure and got on the front foot and played some very good football once again. And at the national team level, at the international level, you have to be able to ride waves. You have to be able to work out with the swings of momentum in football matches, and Canada proved that they can do that. And for me, this was my favorite performance, my favorite win, my favorite match under Jesse Marsch as the Canadian men's national team. Yes, there was the match against Ukraine. Yes, there was the loss against Uruguay. Yes, there was, of course, the win against Honduras. But for me, this is by far my favorite performance. Every single aspect of this game. Jesse Marsch said before the match, he wants to see performances, and not just performances, an entire 90-minute performance, and he absolutely got that. A tremendous performance from Maxime Crépeau. The back line was incredibly solid, and we have to remember, that is without 3 starters in this team. The midfield controlled that entire match, especially in that first half. And the forward line, the pressing was immense. And we're going to break down, of course, the player ratings and give you guys my thoughts on each individual player. But this match was very exciting, guys, and let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Smash the like button, hit the sub button if you guys enjoy the video, if you guys enjoy the content, and Canada winning 3-0 in Bucharest. But this was a very exciting matchup. Canada didn't let off at any point throughout this match, especially in the first half. The way Canada attacked Romania, the way Canada was able to control the midfield, they made Romania look like a weaker side within Europe, and they completely aren't. This is a Romanian side in the midst of World Cup qualifying, a side that needs to play well, a side that needs to have good performances and pick up results. And the way Canada played Romania off the pitch today was truly incredible. Showed Canada's quality. Showed how Canada's 2-man midfield can control a game against a side who has 3 men in the midfield. Against a side who plays a 4-3-3. Canada can cope. Canada can play with an inverted winger and tuck in and create overloads within that midfield, which was very promising. Because to me, I thought a 4-4-2, a 2-man midfield, wouldn't be able to keep up with a 4-3-3, which is why I wanted to see Canada come up against a 3-man midfield and see how they test themselves. And they proved to me, they proved to everybody, that this 2-man midfield, or so-called 2-man midfield, can easily adapt, can easily change formations, and control a midfield against a side playing a more common 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. And they did that today against Romania. That entire first half, that entire 90 minutes, Canada was able to control the game, was able to press forward, get on the front foot, and overwhelm Romania in the midfield. Canada made Romania look like a side that is not where they are. Not a 48th ranked nation. Not a side looking to make the World Cup for the first time in a long time. And they stood up to that occasion. They did very well in Bucharest, away from home, and Canada continues to prove themselves every single hurdle. But we have to remember, when there's no expectations on this team, when there is nerves, when we don't expect to beat a side like Romania, when we don't expect to play this well, we do. We play very well. We play incredibly well. And yes, when there's more pressure on this Canadian side to go out and win a tournament, that hasn't happened. But this is a building process. This is a building block towards the World Cup. And I think there's many lessons learned throughout this game for Canada. That midfield can stack up against a three-man midfield. It can control a game. It can overwhelm a side who wants to play actual football, something that Canada hasn't been able to do against CONCACAF nations, and they were able to do it at a very good level, at a very technical level. The way Stefan Eustáquio played football today, the way Ismail Kone played his football today, Ali Ahmed. If you were a casual today, if you were a new Canadian men's national team supporter and you turned on TSN and watched us play Romania, you would think Ali Ahmed is one of our best players, one of our standout players. Which shows this Canadian team doesn't just need one player anymore to be that standout, to be that star player, and to win games. There's multiple game winners across this team, across that football pitch, that can take over a game, that can press the opponent, that can win the midfield battle. And we proved that throughout this entire match. And I don't think Jesse Marsch could be any happier with his performance. Yes, at times, Romania came out strong. They were able to take control early in that second half, and Canada was fine giving Romania the ball. Why were they fine with it? Because Canada is now, and Jesse Marsch is now confident in his midfield to be able to control it a bit, to be able to give up possession a little bit, and have confidence in that back four and in that midfield four to ride that momentum, to ride that wave of pressure against Romania and bend and not break. That is what I believe in with this Canadian team now, is they can ride those waves. And when you have a goalkeeper in net like Maxime Crépeau, you don't need to worry. And let's go in and break down this lineup, break down the performances from the Canadian men's national team. And that is something I want to do now on match reactions and talk about each individual performance. Maxime Crépeau on FootMob got a 7.5, well-deserved. What a performance from Maxime Crépeau. What about that save? The way he built his body up strong, stood up strong, made himself very big. That is what top goalkeepers do, and that is what a goalkeeper can do to win you a game or to continue changing the momentum. We have to remember at that point of the game, it was 2-0. Romania scores that opportunity. It's 2-1. They continue to pile on pressure. They get the momentum. They get their supporters behind them, and excitement builds. But when you have a goalkeeper like Maxime Crépeau who can make a big save, who can live up to the expectation and make a big moment happen for you in goal, your back line raises the level. They get the confidence. They get that hype behind them. And that is how a team can play so much better, when you got that confidence in your goalkeeper to make that big stop during a match. And Maxime Crépeau did just that. And I think he is doing very well to earn that starting goalkeeping spot. And yes, Jesse Marsch has come out saying that Dane St. Clair will start against Wales. But I think that performance against Romania, yes, Maxime Crépeau didn't have a lot to do, but when he did, he made game-changing stops. Moments that could have massively switched a football match, and he kept the momentum in our side. He kept the confidence in that back line and built this Canadian team from the back. And I think Maxime Crépeau was incredible. I would have given him an 8 match rating. Moving on, let's go to the back line, as Nico Sigor was incredible. Had a fantastic performance at right back. Started out very shaky within the first couple of minutes, where Romania was able to get past him and create a little bit of a chance, but he managed to score a sublime goal. The build-up for the third goal all started with Tajon Buchanan shrugging off a challenge, not going to ground, not going to earn that foul, keeping the play going with fantastic build-up through Tajon to Nico, all the way across the pitch, and Nico finishes it outside and makes a fantastic goal in build-up play and transition for this Canadian men's national team, and could possibly be a player of the match. But I'd give him an 8.5 for this game. Defensively, he was immense, built into this game, got stronger, really proving why he's Alistair Johnson's backup at right back. Derek Cornelius had a very strong game. The way him and Luc Defougerol were both able to step up and press into the midfield, with Derek Cornelius getting a 7.7, Luc Defougerol getting a 7.4. These two, I think, had 8 match ratings. Yes, they did get yellow cards, but that is due to the way Jesse Marsch wants to play. He wants them to be on the front foot. He wants them to step into the midfield, challenge those strikers, number 9s and wingers before they can get on the turn, before they can run at the back line, and each of them did that very well. Luke DeFugerol got an early yellow card. Derek Cornelius got a yellow card. But they were able to play smart. They were able to play intelligent. They didn't get that red, and they played very well. And when Jesse Marsch sees them both get yellow cards and he doesn't pull them, that shows the discipline level he knows that his center backs have. Moving on to Richie Laryea. I got the back four spot on it in my match preview, and I was very excited to see Richie Laryea at left back. He gives that extra little bit of grit, extra little bit of intensity, and he played very well. Some of the overlap, some of the ability to get forward, creating chances, being a thorn in the back, other side's backside, and the way he was able to press with Ali Ahmed and creating a great partnership was very good to see. He got a 7.8 on FootMob, and I would have given him about a 7.6, about a 7.7. On the right side was Tajon Buchanan, giving a 7 match rating on FootMob. Had a very decent performance. Nothing really to get too excited about because the play went down the other side of the pitch. Was more so predominantly with Stefan Eustaquio, with Ali Ahmed, and Richie Laryea. But Tajon Buchanan giving a 7 match rating. I probably would have given him exactly that. Not much to do in this game, but when he did, he got a hold of that ball, created chances and build up, and even worked and scared his fullback. Ismail Kone had a 7.3, getting a yellow card and coming off early in the 64th minute for Nathan Saliba. Ismail Kone came off, had a bit of an altercation with Jesse Marsch. It'll be very interesting to see what comes from that, but Ismail Kone looked like himself. This was the Copa America Ismail Kone, and if he can continue to rail in that power, bring in that old Ismail Kone, we could have a very exciting battle at the heart of the midfield that we know we could. And if he can continue this form, it'll be very fun to watch Ismail Kone next to his partner in crime in Stefan Eustaquio. Stefan Eustaquio, he got a 7.5 match rating from FootMob, controlled the midfield immensely well. When Stefan Eustaquio was in this Canadian side, you can tell. There was that calm pressure, that calm feeling within the midfield. You know we're going to be able to control the midfield. You know there's that level of experience, that level of calmness, that composure that he brings into your side and what Canada missed at the Gold Cup. He had a 7.5, but I'm still going to give out high ratings because this, I truly believe, is Canada's best performance under Jesse Marsch and best result under Jesse. So I'd give Stefan Eustaquio a 8 match rating and a possible man of the match contender. But Ali Ahmed, the left mid, the wonder boy, the star boy, my man of the match, getting a 9.1 on FootMob, getting the man of the match on FootMob, getting a goal, getting an assist. It was a very good outing for Ali Ahmed. And like I said, if you were a casual putting on TSN, you would think he is our star boy. But the way he took his goal, the way he pressed from the front foot, not giving up, not stopping, seeing an opportunity to get on that goalkeeper, to make him worry, to press him, was very exciting. Ali Ahmed didn't stop all game. At times his control was a bit shaky, but he was able to keep a hold and press that left side of the pitch. And I think when Alphonso Davies comes back, that's going to be a very exciting partnership with the pressing of both those two, with the overlaps of Alphonso Davies, with the delivery of both players. That will be a lethal left-hand side. But up front, Jonathan David gets his goal. Canada manages to score off a set piece. He gets a 7.7 match rating. Not doing a heck of a lot in this game. Both strikers, with Tani Oluwase getting a 7.5 and also an assist. Yes, they both got on the goal sheet, but their pressing was incredible. Their pressing was immense, and that is exactly what Jesse Marsch wants from this team. And Jonathan David might have just found his perfect partner in crime. Tani Oluwase was fantastic today. Yes, he missed a few glaring bad shots, but he still was a thorn in Romania's side and was really creative and pressing from the front foot for this Canadian men's national team. Both strikers got on the goal scoring sheet, which is very exciting to see. When you look at the bench, Nathan Saliba, Jaden Nelson both came on at the same time in the 64th minute. Saliba played decently well, didn't have a lot to do, but had some great pressing within the midfield. That is, of course, a theme of this Jesse Marsch side, is the pressing. Jaden Nelson had some good opportunities, put it around the goalkeeper, but couldn't get there to finish his chance. He had a decent chance and outing as well, but at that point in time, there wasn't a lot for Jaden Nelson to do in this match. Joel Waterman came on, made this a back five along with Zorhan Basong. It was a very interesting switch within tactics for Jesse Marsch. And of course, you move up the front of the pitch. You see Promise David and Junior Hoylett come onto the pitch. Promise David looked good when he came on, had a great shot with a lot of power, and was a fantastic save from the Romanian national team goalkeeper, who was really poor on the day. But one man we have to talk about from the bench is Junior Hoylett. Junior Hoylett was incredible when he came on for this Canadian men's national team. It was only for a brief period of time at the end of this match. But his experience, his knowledge, and what he brings to this Canadian men's national team can't be overlooked. And the passing, the ability he had on the ball, the dribbling, the composure, the calmness, Junior Hoylett brings it all. And when he came on for Tajon Buchanan, it was almost like the team lifted up. It went another level as well. He played fantastically well. We have to remember, Junior Hoylett is a great super sub option for this Canadian men's national team, even if he's a bit older. The ability he brings on the ball, the calmness he brings, the intelligence he brings at the end of the game to slow it down, to be able to play that killer pass. Junior Hoylett was fantastic when he came on for Canada. We have to address the 5-4-1 before we wrap up, because this was very exciting and a very good switch from Jesse Marsch. Jesse Marsch late in the game switched to a 5-4-1, using Derek Cornelius as the left-sided center back, Joel Waterman in the middle, and Richie Larea on the right, with of course Nico Sigor and Zorhan Basong as the two wing backs. And I love it. I thought it was a great move from Jesse Marsch to switch, play a 5-4-1, play a little bit more conservative. No need to press up when you're up 3-0. Get that clean sheet, get that result on the board, and move on into the next match. And I loved the flexibility within tactics. Junior Hoylett playing as an inverted winger throughout this game, with, of course, Jonathan David dropping off at some points in this game. There were a lot of options to overload the midfield, and this lineup was fantastic. Jesse Marsch and Canada have earned their biggest and best result in this era, and I truly believe that. 3-0 over Romania might not be the sexiest of results, but we have to remember, a result and a performance both matter, and it was there. Through some games under Jesse Marsch, the performance hasn't been a full 90-minute outing. It hasn't happened in some games. Ukraine, there was a slip-up. Uruguay, the full performance wasn't all there. At times, Honduras did challenge Canada. This was Canada's best performance under Jesse Marsch, and I truly believe that. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments if you guys enjoy the match reaction, if you enjoy the match rating, if you enjoy Canada winning 3-0, smash that like button, hit that sub button as we continue to move to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.